nice and cold.
It's home time.
Home time.
And it's Shrove Tuesday. What does Shrove mean?
I don't know.
Why is it called Shrove Tuesday?
I don't know.
It feels
it's
religious,
all to do with
doesn't
the
it?
end of Lent and using up. Or was it the beginning of Lent? So you use up everything that you've got.
Right.
So you're not tempted. Yeah, it's the beginning of Lent.
Oh, right. Okay. I've got a topic for today, which is in the papers, because the documentary... what's it? I forget the name of it. The documentary about Michael Jackson is on tomorrow night, and it's been doing the rounds at the film festival circuit. There's a very long version of it, 4-hour version of it. And there's a big piece in one of the papers today interviewing the two guys who were allegedly victims of Michael Jackson.
Were they in the original court case, do we know?
Yes, and it was interesting because, well, there's a number of things that have come up with this. What do you guys think about this? Me and Maddie were talking about it last night when we went out to the theatre. An artist like XXXTentacion, for example, is an incredibly popular, one of the most downloaded artists online. And yet there's an enormous, understandable backlash against the values he held and the crimes that he committed. Violence against women, battery, etc. Maddie was always a fan of his music, and she's often sort of, struggled with the idea that how can you say, you can dismiss the man's actions, but his music itself is very good. But what's happened is a lot of people a lot of Spotify's playlists won't play his music because of what he did in his life. Oh. We now have a situation with Michael Jackson where a big debate is raging online about should we now not listen to Michael Jackson's music because of the allegations that are beginning to surface. Right. And are we going to make a special exception for Michael Jackson because his music holds a particularly nostalgic place for all of us? Discuss. And it was interesting because Maddie felt slightly...
I'm not one for censorship. That's my top line. I think if people want to listen to the music, they should be allowed to. Because once you start censoring, it's a dangerous precedent, really, isn't it?
Well, maybe you don't start censoring.
You could get to the point where you say, I don't really like what this person did in their childhood, so we don't really want you to look at this piece of art, or we don't really want you to watch this actor in this play because he held some very strange views when he was 16 and posted it on Twitter.
Is it the same? If you went somewhere and someone put on Gary Glitter, what would you think?
Well, I don't want to listen to Gary Glitter, but I wouldn't stop someone else listening to Gary Glitter.
But you would judge them?
I wouldn't, actually.
Would you not?
No.
If one does impersonations of Jimmy Savile, if anyone ever makes everyone's like, oh, shh, shh. And apparently we're looking at a situation that these boys, they're not boys, they're grown men now. But the inference in this documentary is that you're looking at a problem on the scale of Jimmy Savile, if not slightly worse, in that he constructed an entire playground, Neverland, in which children were routinely taken and systematically slept with him. He went public. I remember the news reports where we'd all laugh affectionately about the idea, oh, well, that's Michael Jackson, he sleeps with kids.
Well,
I don't
know about this documentary, but if he is the same as Jimmy Savile, I would find it strange if somebody could still listen to that music.
I'm just saying what they said.
I'm changing my mind now because I'm even thinking of Tentacion, and he was, like you say, young people just adore him, but he did batter his girlfriend, and then he battered her again when she was pregnant. He did do all sorts of things, and are we not just glamorising him by he gets richer and richer, doesn't he? I mean, he died. You might not know that he died last year.
But it caused great conflict for Maddie because she loved his music, but she knew that what he'd done was unforgivable. But I'm just, I do think it's curious how we sometimes make exceptions. This is a bit of a curious one, but Roman Polanski, for example, he was accused of, having sex with an underage girl, rape, and statutory rape, and I've heard people of my mum's generation often excuse it with pop stars and various sort of pop stars of a certain that's just the peccadillos of a certain type of person in a certain area. And I just wonder whether...
Well, I think of the victims, you see. I think of because we don't know whether Michael Jackson did abuse multiple people. Imagine if you're that victim and you're watching him still being worshipped and lauded, and that would be very painful.
I really want to know what our subs think.
So I think you've just got to think of it from the victim's point of view. From the victim's point of view, No, it shouldn't be paid.
But I'd have thought a lot of people would say, how do we know for sure they're victims? It goes back to this idea of why didn't it come out sooner? Now,
I can go on about that forever because I think trauma and...
Well, we'll talk about this. We're going to be reviewing the Michael Jackson documentary tomorrow night. I think it's out on Channel 4, I think, tomorrow, Wednesday night. But on that note, just a further little detail was that an interesting corroboration of one of the guys who's the key interviewee in this documentary. He did go on trial and was in court where he denied that Michael Jackson had abused him. And a lot of people are saying, you went to court and you said he didn't when he was very young. But apparently, and this is the bit that's a bit of a smoking gun situation, countless other people who testified said he had been. And they'd seen it. So... And this guy's now come out saying, yes, they were right. I was at the time. And you know what I mean? It's just feeling a little bit...
It's like those poor girls, the American gymnastics team. I sat and watched the trials of that man, of that doctor, who abused them for years and years and years, the teams. He had such a position of power. It's absolutely heartbreaking watching it. And children do keep it secret. And often trauma is buried very deep so that you don't have to think about it.
Okay,
well, it's going to be an absolute must-watch. We'll do a live.
We'll do a live review of it, and we'll hear what you think.
So we might do that instead of a vlog tomorrow. We'll do a live. There won't be a family vlog, but I think it's a really big important documentary. So tomorrow we'll just do a live.
Share with us tonight what you think, and we might mention some of your comments tomorrow.
Yeah.
Should we listen? Would you listen? Will you listen? Can we still listen without guilt?
Yeah.
Because I just turned the camera off and I looked at Nadia and I said, come on, how would you really feel?
No, it wasn't that. Everything I've said was how I really feel. Yeah. I just thought about it again and went, actually, if that was my baby girl and somebody had done something like that to him, I'd fucking kill anyone that ever played his music again. Yeah. Because that's obviously irrational. But if I go to that place, if that was my child...
I'd not only break the fucking machine, I'd find every fucking machine that's played his music and destroy every one of them.
Not a good way to think, but if I go to the emotional place, that's where I'd go. What the hell?
Hey?
Are you doing something DIY-y?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Just a block sink.
Oh my God, my hero!
Yeah, it's really disgusting.
Now, you know, a lot of our subs have been questioning you as to why the door hasn't been fixed.
No, I know. Because I haven't had time. But
if you're doing that,
you
could do the door at the same time.
Yeah, but I need to go and get the right screws.
I see.
Yeah, look, this will be fun.
It's all about the screws, Kiki. It's all about the screws.
Isn't it amazing to think that is the difference between civilised living and a flood? I mean,
crazy, isn't it?
The U-bend. The good old-fashioned U-bend.
It's a very misunderstood...
It's more like a J-bend.
It's a fabulous thing.
Isn't it?
Hold it up again.
The J-bend. I think you'll find all that's done. Yeah, thanks very much. Give us a call if you need any help. Obviously,
what about the door?
Obviously, there's the helpline. Just give us a call on that. I can be here in 20 minutes.
What about the door?
Yeah, just got to go and get some screwdrivers.
Bye.
Bye.
Go.
I didn't think you'd miss.
So you have to go pull in your bum face.
Come a bit closer.
Oh my God!
I can't actually.
Go.
Oh. Hey.
I said I can't, not until... Oh my God, that really hurt. I don't want to do it again.
Yeah, let me do it on the other side. You feel careful.
No, because I can see. No,
I'm not.
I'm putting my arm far back.
I'm not.
No,
I'm not going to do it hard.
Mum, do it.
Trajectory.
Mum, please.
No, it's going like this.
No, if I can do it, Mum, if I can do it, then you'll be able to do it.
I'm not.
Yeah, but you didn't have him go.
Yeah, he did.
We all know how injured
so
we've been.
hard.
We all know how injured we've been by you, Mark.
Do it.
No.
Mum, stop. Okay, go. Oh.
Come on, in there. Oh!
You're just staking it.
Oh!
Look at me.
Come around this way.
Toffee.
Toff. Right, tell me when to go.
Go.
Chichi, what's this?
Sit.
Chichi, no, you've got to do it as soon as she looks at me. Chichi, what's this?
I don't know why. I don't know if it's. You need to hit your target, babe. You at the very least need to hit your target.
It span. It span and hit you that way.
I know, you need it right.
Yeah.
I know I said that.
One more for good measure. Maybe come a bit closer.
Just
I don't know what if it says. Ah!
I said that and then I was like, oh! Oh no, that really hurt!
Oh God! So it's that awkward moment when you have to go to the doctors. I've got to go for an asthma test. Or an asthma check, an asthma update. And I've been a bit naughty because my mum kind of gets me my asthma pumps because she is registered with asthma and I never have time to get to the doctors. So I'm a bit nervous because they'll look at my records and they'll go, oh, so your asthma's cured. You've not had to use an asthma pump for absolutely ages. So I do need asthma. I do suffer from asthma. I've had asthma since I was a young age. I stupidly, in my age 18, 19, started smoking until I was about 33 with asthma. So that was just stupid. Stopped shortly after I stopped drinking. So I've been stopped smoking now for about 14 years. Stopped drinking for 15 years. So hopefully it's worked through my system, but I do worry. I do sometimes in the dead of night think my lungs are going to be the thing that get me. So I always feel a bit guilty. I always feel a bit nervous. I always get a bit hypochondriac. I always get a bit like, I don't know, I'm not going to come out the same I went in. Fear, it's the fear thing. And also it's a male thing, isn't it? I mean, apparently statistics around men just cancelling going to the doctor are ludicrous, or just not going to the doctor. I'm also getting to that age where prostate, need to start thinking about that too. Yeah, so I'd be lying if I didn't say this is a little bit like going to the dentist for me. I find the staff as well always a little bit, I don't know, I always feel like I'm in trouble. And don't you find the chairs in doctor's surgeries like when you were waiting outside the headmaster or the headmistress's room? Yeah, so I always go in with a heavy heart. But you never know. They might take my blood pressure. What if my blood pressure's wrong? What is a good blood pressure? What does the top number mean? What does the bottom number mean? Why do I never remember them? Why do they seem so utterly arbitrary to my heartbeat? Anyway, going in. Wish me luck. Oh my God, I've just come out of the doctor's. Ever such a sweet nurse. Big telling off. I need to be taking my steroid inhaler. That's the thing that's going to prevent me, because I do actually wake up most nights a bit breathless. I also, as a matter of habit, take my inhaler before a run. So she took my height, didn't tell me how tall I was, but I had a feeling, the way she kind of reached up and did it, that I might have got shorter. That's a bit disappointing. I didn't think my height was going to be under scrutiny on this trip. She weighed me, which she said a number which I didn't really understand. I think it might have been kilograms or something else. Didn't bear any relationship to what I've been weighing myself, how I've been weighing myself on the weigh-in. So I still don't really know. And then she took my blood pressure. I thought, you're sitting there with your arm being pressurized. Does anyone else feel really claustrophobic? Like your instinct is to punch the person who's actually put that thing on your arm. Anyway, so I tried to have a conversation with her. You busy? Not allowed to talk. Don't talk. Suddenly my heart rate started to go up because I thought, I've made a huge faux pas. Anyway, she said my heart rate was fine. 85 over 135 or something like that. I don't know. It's funny, my mum's been supplying me with my inhalers for years, and now she's asked me to go to the doctors and supply her with hers. It's like you can take the drugs out of the addict, but you can't take the addict out of the drug taker. You can't take the drug taker. You can't take the drugs out of the addict. You can't take the drugs. You can take the drugs. We did take the drugs. Mustn't take the drugs.
Olive oil, garlic, onions, peppers. I've got my sister Dina and my nephew who's back from Bristol coming for pancake night. And so Finlay is a vegetarian. So I've done this pepper dish. So this works quite well because I've got a chicken in the oven. You know I love a roast chicken. So I'm roasting a chicken, and then I'm going to make some pancake mix. And I'm going to, where's my mushrooms? So I'm going to fry some mushrooms with some butter and garlic. And then for Finlay's dinner, I'm going to do pancakes stuffed with peppers and mushrooms. Then with like a cheese sauce over the top, just a light, not loads and loads of cheese sauce. Pop that in the oven, sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. And then for pudding, pancakes! Pancakes with Nutella! Thin pancakes with sugar and lemon. Check out our Instagram feed. I was making pancakes all morning to get a great photo for Instagram for you guys and to practice my recipe for tonight. And now I've got to make the buggers all over again. Kiki, I've just dyed Kiki's hair. Because you know she had her blonde bits from where she had her pink hair. She was fed up with it. Kiki, flash your hair. She's gone back to brown hair. Is it nice?
I can't tell yet. But
Oh, well, you can tell. It's not blonde.
Yeah.
You liking it?
Yeah.
Go on then. I miss her pink hair. I loved her pink hair. But she's fed up with it. Gotta let them do what they want, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Oh, that's probably Mark come back from taking Maddie to drama. Aloha! Who is it? Come with me. Maybe it's a weirdo. Who is it? There was nobody. What's the matter with you? They're so fierce. They're so protective, honestly. Somebody could just be walking along outside the front of the house or standing out by the fence and they will go nuts. Yeah, so cook, whisk round, clear up, have people around later.
I'm out again in the car. It's pancake night, but I missed the taxi man. All of this since home time started. Maddie's in her singing class with her wonderful teacher Mike, who is a huge help and does a lot of the music that's behind a number of the songs that you probably hear on her SoundCloud account and sometimes on our channel. I'm literally in the car editing the Game of Thrones trailer that we've just reacted to and another horror film trailer, but I know I was talking earlier about going to the doctors for my asthma. I was going to the doctors about my asthma, but something else I was originally going to be going to the doctors about was the potential for being prescribed antidepressants. And I just thought, because a number of you guys have been following us since the days of when we used to do How Do You Feel, a lot of the kind of mental health podcasts and chats that we did. I'd been struggling recently privately with my own sort of issues around positivity and self-esteem and all that kind of stuff, and it's a struggle that many of us have most of the time, but mine sort of intersects issues of depression and anxiety. So I was going to the doctors to have a chat about perhaps reconsidering a new type of antidepressant or anti-anxiety or something to help with that sense of a sort of overwhelming inability to kind of not cope with things, because I cope with a lot of things, but an overwhelming inability to be kind to myself when trying to cope. And I had a really long chat with Nadia about it, and she was incredibly supportive, and she made a really interesting observation. She felt that me, with all the idiocy that goes with me sort of doing the vlogs and all that sort of stuff, she sees me as kind of managing to almost lift myself out of the gloom and doom of depression and anxiety by almost the responsibility of feeling like I need to entertain the family, but also entertain on the vlogs and what have you. And she said, perhaps you should just pause on re-prescribing yourself antidepressants and have a think about whether I am actually getting to a better place on a daily basis. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that. Basically, you guys are helping me so big time. It's like amazing. It's like amazeballs. It's just like, oh my God, the car just like reversing up right at me, and it's really frightening. So I just wanted to kind of like say that I think this whole process is kind of like quite therapeutic for me. And there we go. Anyway, waiting for Maddie to come out, then we're heading back, then I'm going to do pancakes, then we're going to eat pancakes, we're going to make pancakes, we're going to throw pancakes, we're going to possibly paint pancakes. I don't know, how many things can you do with pancakes? You could make brooches out of them, you could make frisbees out of them, you could paint faces on them, you could kiss them. I might kiss my pancake, might kiss it, bit weird, but I might. But one of the things I won't be doing tonight is eating a pancake.
Oh, it's did I do a perfect job?
Yeah.
Yes, Mama. Oh, it looks great. But you know what's nice? It's just a little bit fair on the end, like it would be in the sun. Yeah. It's good.
I missed my hair like this.
Well, now you've got it. See, I'm Mummy Extraordinaire.
Thank you.
A Celebrity Master Chef winner. A hairdresser.
You've got a cigarette in your hair?
No, it's a pencil.
Oh.
You look so pretty.
Hello.
Hello.
I can smell something lovely. What is it that thou cookest in thy kitchen, wench?
Wench.
Thou art neither poor nor foul. Thou art a pancake maker for the knaves of Italy.
I thought you weren't going to irritate me as much anymore.
Sorry.
These ones you threw at each other.
Thou art fairer than a morning
must be
pancake.
Starving.
That looks incredibly peppery.
What time did you tell me to start? 7. How are you? How did we do?
I managed to edit 2
Have you
trailers
not
in the
shouted
car,
any chance?
and I managed to upload
I'm
them.
really shouting. It's too
I'm in a really good mood.
Yeah, but why'd you have to shout and ruin everyone else's mood?
Please,
I didn't tell you about no peppers. Oh, I look really rough today.
please, I came back.
I hate being on camera.
You can smell the peppers down the street. You can smell them at the bus stop. I think people are going to get off the bus and come straight in. I tell you what we could do though, Mads.
Who's eating with us?
Just us and Dina and Finn.
Tell you what we could do, Maddie. We could move the table, couldn't we, darling?
You could move the table, that would be fantastic.
I really want Maddie at some point to sing her version of The Girl with the Wonky Eye from Flight of the Conchords, because she just sang it to me in the car, and she made me chuckle all the way home. Try singing. You can't do it, go. Oh, look, I look like an anus, look.
Shut up.
Let me look at it. It's brown. You've got like mousy coloured hair.
Oh, it's nice seeing you with brown hair again.
Do you know what I noticed today?
It's nice, but it's a little bit light as well, so it's got colours like the sun in it.
I
hasn't
thought you
it?
were going to say it's... Yeah, it's nice. but it's
Absolutely
not.
right. It has. You've got the sun in your hair. I've got the swamp in my
Do you
hair.
like it now?
Yeah.
More now? Do you like
Aw.
it more now?
Do you sisters? Do you love each other, sisters? Oh, these sisters hug each other. That's a huggy sister thing.
Honey bunny.
Your hair stuck to my lip gloss.
Your hair stuck to my lip gloss. Sounds like the title of an
Mine's still
album.
black.
Your hair stuck to my lip
Did
gloss.
you dye it again?
For the pancakes.
Oh God, that's just giving me a really bad headache.
Do you know what? Kiki's been reading that website the whole time perhaps you've been away.
Cutes.
What website's that, babe? I didn't know.
No, I discovered this woman in one of the supplements.
Mm.
Brown dye. It just looks like you never dyed it.
It does,
Yes.
doesn't it?
Tell us more.
What's the name of the model that we were looking at?
And Sawalha-Adderleys.
Anyway, she set up this amazing website called Girls, G-U-R-L-S Talk. And she was inspired to do it having watched a TED Talk
Oh right.
called Everybody Should Be a Feminist.
Hey.
So we watched that, and it
Yeah.
was funny, wasn't it? It was good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's too far that way, isn't it?
And then we looked through this woman's website that had been inspired by the TED. And Kiki loved it. So the woman is...
Oh really?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just nearly dropped my laptop. Is this the woman?
Yeah.
Adwoa Aboa.
Yeah.
Oh, she's
But her
beautiful,
website's
isn't she?
great. It's got all kinds of girls from all over, like no topic is taboo, and they all like... So it's really...
Sheet music for my gig.
Oh my God, Maddie's got a gig in 2
Oh my
weeks.
God,
Just
sheet music.
show us your sheet music.
This is really
I want to
something.
understand it. Let's have
You
a-
can't understand
I
it.
will understand it. Right, I've got a question for you that's music orientated, right?
Mark, can we just talk a little
Okay,
bit more?
I'm going to
normally?
calm it.
Bring
Say
down.
it.
Bringing it down. If Michael Jackson has molested all these people in the manner that this documentary suggests,
If it's true.
if it's true, and it's an if
Yeah.
it's true,
Yeah.
They're saying he might be the sort of American Jimmy Savile.
yeah, they're saying he could be
bad guy.
equivalent to the American Jimmy Savile, he's that bad. Should we still listen to his music?
Yes.
No, but listen to me. Everybody says not to listen to Tentacion's music because of what he did. So why should we be listening to Michael Jackson's and not Tentacion's? You should either not be listening to them both or listening to them both. It should be one or the other. Just because all you old people, Michael Jackson's your legend. Okay, Tentacion's our legend. They might hate Tentacion but like Michael Jackson. You can't really do that, I'm afraid.
It's true, it's a bit hypocritical, it's either one rule fits
It
all.
is.
Yeah, when I said I loved one of his songs on my Instagram, and people text me saying he's an awful person, you shouldn't listen to his
Yeah, but
music.
nobody's going to say that about Michael Jackson.
Ah, but-
Hang on,
yeah.
Maddie, just calm down a minute. That's not necessarily true. People
None of the
really
people that have
might.
said that to Kiki will say that about Michael Jackson because he's been a legend for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's the
people were
debate. I
saying
mean, Maddie's
debate.
right. Maddie's right. There
No,
is
it's
a
an
debate.
interesting
There is the
debate,
debate that it, will it be one set of rules for one
You know, it's all these
generation?
people writing articles like, Tintasian's still making #1 in the charts, but kids shouldn't be listening to him because of what he's done in the past, what he did before he died.
Yeah.
Are you going to be saying that about Michael Jackson because you're a fan of Michael Jackson?
No, it's a really good debate.
Yeah, it's a great.
Are you going to watch?
You are.
Are you going to watch it with us tomorrow?
You're gonna watch a documentary with us? Yeah, it's on tomorrow night. He had such a messed up childhood, but can I also just say something? What the hell was going on in the 70s, 80s, and early
What was
90s
going on?
that we for some reason thought Jimmy Savile was quite normal? Let's just look. Let's just look at him
So
for
obvious.
3
How did
seconds.
we not know?
Man, deeply suspicious. I sent a letter to Jimmy Savile.
Everyone
Thank
worries
God
about
he
our
didn't shoot.
generation and our opinion of
Check
people.
out-
You
check
True.
thought Jimmy Savile was a
Yeah.
safe
Exactly.
mascot or
Exactly.
Check
And
out the top of the box with the Nolans when he's standing with Queen, literally
Yeah.
touching her boob on live television.
no, I know, but he used to make the kids sit on his lap. But hang on a minute. Even with Michael Jackson, it was part of his public image that he would go to bed and have sleepovers with kids.
That's odd. That
And
is
none of us
extremely
said
odd.
anything.
Can you imagine letting your child go and have a sleepover with an adult?
With Michael
Never do
Jackson.
it. But that's actually how it happened because he was Michael Jackson.
Yeah, he would pay for the parents first class tickets,
Pay them.
a hotel, and he'd say, "Can your son come and stay with me and sleep with me?" I mean, come on, guys. What was wrong with us? Were we all
Dumb.
sleepwalking and wrapping blankets around our head? Maybe that's why his son's called Blanket.
Blanket Jackson.
Blanket.
Kiki, would you mind going and ask Finlay if he would prefer cheddar cheese sauce or blue cheese sauce?
Oh, can I have blue cheese, please?
You're not,
Oh, I'm not having any. Am I?
Why can't you have any?
Oh no, yes.
You can have the thing.
can't have cheese sauce.
Why? He's on keto, isn't he?
Yeah.
You can have some cheese,
Why
but you
don't
can't
you
have the
just
sauce
No,
with
no,
the
no,
flour.
no.
I'm making a cheese
But
sauce.
you could just melt blue cheese and cream.
Blue cheese and cream. Now that sounds.
But
like
do
a
you
combination
want-
made in heaven?
Do you want? You're going to have chicken.
Right.
So do you want steak, Dina?
I'll have whatever's going.
Can blue
Well, I've
cheese
got
go
that
with
out,
chicken?
fish. It's organic. Well, I'll have that, please.
Can blue cheese go with chicken?
Yes.
Can it?
Yes.
You look like you've been doing that for 3 days.
So do you want just chicken and blue cheese and
I
nothing
could
else?
really just cope with chicken and blue cheese. Okay, so talk us through what's going on here, babe.
Huh? Cheddar.
Talk us through what's going on. We've
So I'm
got-
making some sauce because I'm going to make some pancakes and stuff it with peppers and
Yum.
Oh, nice.
mushrooms for Finn, and then put a cheese sauce on top.
I'd have thought you were in
So
your
I've got to
element.
make pancakes.
You're in your element, aren't you, Dina? You love a theme night.
I love a thing.
You love a theme night. And it's pancake theme night
The only thing
tonight.
is I'm dairy intolerant and gluten intolerant, so be none for me.
Oh, right, okay, so you're with me. We can't have anything. We can't have any of this dairy joy.
No. Yeah, you can
Oh,
have
no.
the cheese.
So
You can
Maddie
have
and
the cheese.
Oh, no, I can have the cheese.
Maddie
Yeah.
and Kiki are
Oh.
going to have chicken wraps, but with pancakes.
How excited are you about that, Kiki? With your mousy hair.
Nice. Want more cheese than that? Yeah.
Brown hair. What do you want me to call it?
Can you
Brown
stop
hair.
calling her hair mousy?
It's not mousy.
It's not mousy at all.
No, it's brown.
But where's all the pink gone?
Yeah, I put a dye on it.
Sorry,
Looks good, doesn't
I
it?
didn't realise mousy was
It's
such
really a horrible.
That's what everyone calls my hair.
Nobody wants to have their hair called mouse.
Oh, right. Oh, right, okay.
Yeah,
That's why they're
correct
called.
use of the.
I remember with
definitely
Izzy's
it's
mum
mousy.
saying, "Don't you love my green eyes?" She said, "No, they're the colour of mud." It's like, oh, thanks.
I love green eyes. I want green eyes.
What's going on now? This is exciting. Ghee.
The thing is, ghee is what happens. You know how when you use butter subs,
Yeah.
it burns, but ghee doesn't, because
That's odd.
basically you melt the butter and then you take all the milk out of it and you're just left with the
Just a
solid
burny
fat.
bit.
Burny
So
bit.
it's clarified.
Ah, it's
Clarified
clarified.
butter. Alcohol-free lager.
Alcohol free. Let's have a look at
What's
the
it
zero.
like?
It's got 0 on it.
Try it.
Not bad. Bit sweet.
But you know what? I mean, even the thought.
I prefer that than beer because it hasn't got
But
that
see,
beer
can I just
taste.
smell it? Even the thought of putting something that tastes like beer.
Isn't beer?
Oh, that's too
Like
weird.
fish
That would be
pee.
too weird for me.
That
That's
makes it
like
dangerous, yeah.
diving off a cliff. That would be like diving off a cliff, not knowing I've got a
Isn't
parachute.
beer like fish pee?
Beer's like fish pee.
Isn't it
That's what Maddie says.
It's got
I
no.
mean,
It's got
isn't it
fish.
fish pee?
It's got fish.
pee.
It has fish stuff in it. That's absolutely right. In the brewing process, they put some of the DNA of a fish, something of fish in it. Yeah, I remember them doing that
why?
at Adams. Yeah, I remember them doing it at Adams. So it's not actually. I know, it sort of has a vital part of the fermentation process.
Oh my God, the subs are going to go mad with that, correcting you on that. I just don't believe that's true.
What?
It is
Oh my
processed.
God. I don't know if it's fish wheat in beer,
That's what Maddie's friend said.
but there's definitely something from a fish. Because I remember when I filmed at Adnams Brewery, they said the weirdest ingredient that goes with the hops for the fermentation is this from a something fish.
Yeah, some bottles of wine, they say fish.
There you go. Yeah. There is a
Milk
fish.
is because they pour it through milk.
Well,
That's
you'd
right.
never think that.
Yeah, there you go. Know it all. Ah, I need to ask Dina. So Dina,
Yeah.
Michael Jackson.
Oh God, what on earth are you going to ask me?
So there's this documentary tomorrow night, and people are now up in arms saying, should we stop listening to Michael Jackson's music if he's as bad as
No,
Jimmy
Dina, they're
Savile?
saying that he's...
He's as bad as
I
Jimmy
know,
Savile.
Radio 2 have banned him already, haven't they?
They have. Have they?
What do you think?
There you go. Because
So say like if somebody
he
said...
probably was a paedophile.
how did we
No,
not
no,
notice it?
no, but no,
he's
this
not
is the
allowed to fight
question.
his
No, but
corner.
this is the question.
no,
If
yeah.
it becomes irrefutable, this definitely happened, like it did with Jimmy Savile,
Yeah.
what would you think if we suddenly went... If suddenly they played all Jimmy Savile's old...
Gary
Old
Glitter's a good
shows.
example.
Yeah, I can't, yeah.
It's the same. It's
hard, isn't it?
But I think the whole thing gets shot through with a bit of.
Yeah, but he was talented.
Well, it was talented.
Yeah, because Jimmy Savile was...
No, but I don't think
True.
you can just say that because there's talent, can you? I don't
No, you
know.
can't let somebody off
If
because
you
they're
like his
talented.
music.
No, but he did a lot of wrong things.
I think he was very talented, and I love his music, so I'd still listen to it.
Would you? Ooh. Interesting. Same argument with
Like
Temptation, I guess.
Temptation.
Yeah.
I
So
still
it's the
listen to his
same. You'd be
music
consistent across
Because
the
he's
two.
very talented.
Bloody hell, kids are more consistent than us. Isn't it amazing that potentially two of the most successful, if that's the right word, paedophiles, managed to harness the mainstream media to get their victims?
But then to have children. I mean, you wonder about the children, don't you? You really do. Well, I think he had a really awful childhood. I mean, he really did. We know that. His father was a brute.
I mean, without getting into legals, could it explain why Macaulay Culkin was such a mess?
Well, Macaulay Culkin has always maintained nothing happened.
No.
Go and watch our Instagram feed, guys. We all... Oh, shit.
Oh, no!
You know why that is? Damn, might be a real problem. I made the pancakes with oat milk. Da-da-da-da.
Oh,
That's how much I love my nephew. Look,
Oh, they look
his own
gorgeous.
special dinner.
well, the colour's amazing.
It's me Julie's birthday, so happy birthday just in case she's with
Happy birthday, my Julie. Happy birthday.
They look like my jewels.
My Julie. Do you remember that song, my Julie? How did it go, Dina?
No, I didn't go with Julie. No, we
did.
just made it up.
Oh.
Did we? Just made it up.
No, it was a song at the time.
Was it?
Yeah, it was... Who's the guy who's married to Isla Fisher?
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Oh, was it an actual song?
Yeah, it was an actual song.
Was it?
My Julie.
They look really gorgeous. I have to say that colour's amazing, isn't it? It's so sort of.
Right, now how do these just not become very flabby if I put the sauce on top? Never done this before.
Don't.
What are you going to
Should I
put
put
on top?
sauce on top?
Going to put that on top?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Not too much though, what do you
Not
reckon,
too
Dina?
much, yeah,
Just a bit.
soften it.
I mean, I literally have never made this before, I've just made it up.
Finlay has lucked
That's
out
it.
tonight.
That's it. Then a little.
That's like a
So I've
sort of wrap lasagna.
Well, it's
Pancake.
like a lasagna really,
Pancake
isn't it?
lasagna.
Yeah.
You will not believe what my sister... just tell them what you just said to me. She just went... you've got to start doing nose exercises. And I went...
We've got to start doing
And then
those
she to
exercises.
do the nose
You have
exercise.
to go. Wait a minute. Go.
Because apparently I've got a sagging nose.
Second
No, but she said this so seriously. She said, you've got to go...
It's really weird.
I
I
went,
saw,
why? She goes, your nose is slipping
I saw
down.
a shot of you the other day and I thought your nose looks normal.
I'm going to have a
Your
bloody
nose is lower.
facelift.
Nothing you can do.
I'm going to have a facelift. I can get one free.
Nose job.
I'll go to someone and say,
Don't
give me one for free. Give me one for free.
Nose job.
Turn to the
A
side.
facelift.
Turn to the
face
side
gonna
more.
do for your
To me.
nose?
Side to me. Turn to the side.
Crow's beak.
God, and the only thing I've ever liked about myself is my
Your
nose.
nose is very nice.
Here's a
Now
nice
my nose has dropped.
It hasn't dropped.
Like
I said,
Teddy's.
you've got to stop it, Joe.
You're going to have to start
Look
drinking
what
out.
I've got to do.
It's on the ground.
Do it. That, so subs, if you too, like me, have a sagging nose, all you've got to do is...
No, you've got to pull the lips up.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
My nose has got rubbery.
Just when I thought
Yes, nose go like that, go.
Just when I thought things couldn't get any worse, I now have a sagging nose.
Oh.
Oh, I should do it slow-mo, shouldn't I?
Finlay turned his noses on the ground.
He trips in his own nostrils.
Mark, like a 4-year-old, has been begging to toss a pancake. So go on, off you go. 1, 2, 3.
Hey!
Done. You did it! Yay!
No,
I didn't get him.
And again.
And again. Yay! Oh! Happy now? Go. Mark,
Yeah?
what have you got there?
Nothing.
You put stone right to the tongue and square.
No, I didn't.
What are you doing?
Nutella and cream.
You were supposed to be having a protein dinner.
I'm actually dribbling.
Oh my God. I thought I could hear the cream.
That was me, actually.
Oh my God. So tell me honestly, how much, and tell the subs, Nutella and cream did Daddy actually have?
So much.
I thought so. He pretended to me he hadn't had anything.
I know.
Oh! Maddie! Oh my God! Mark! Did you get her to do that? You little shits. Oh, I right my eye and up my nose. Oh my God, my contact lens. Oh, go away, you horrible children.